Hey there, Mama. Welcome back to the Grace-Filled Mom Show, where we keep it real, we keep it grace-filled, and we make space for joy in the everyday. Today, we're talking all about working from home as a mom. But hear me out. Even if you're not working a traditional job from home, if you're a stay-at-home mom, managing your household, wrangling toddlers, and running day-to-day life of your family, you are working from home. And honestly, that's the most important work there is. So whether you're a seasoned work-at-home mom, a stay-at-home mama, or somewhere in between, I've got tips and encouragement to help you navigate this wild and wonderful life. So I've been working from home for over 10 years now, and I've had spurts of successful times, but I've also had far more failures and have made a lot of mistakes that I don't want you to make. And let me tell you, once I became a mom, everything changed. Working from home with a baby was one thing. Working from home with a toddler, whole different ballgame. Can I get an amen? But it can be done, and not just done with joy, purpose, and yes, a whole lot of grace, and some community help as needed. So let's dive in.
Welcome to the Grace-Filled Mom Show.
Hey, Mama friend, and welcome to the Grace-Filled Mom Show, where we're all about real talk on motherhood, faith, and finding grace in the messy middle. I'm Hillary, your host, fellow mama, and Bible-believing bestie. Each week, we'll chat about renewing our minds, navigating the highs and lows of mom life, and staying rooted in truth, even when the dishes are piled high and the toddler is melting down. So grab your favorite drink, get comfy, and let's dive in. Before I get into the tips, please note that these are going to be practical things that you can apply in most work-from-home mom situations. But I do have posts on the blog that are more specific for when you're in the baby stage, another for toddler stage and beyond. There are posts on skills you need to work at home, block scheduling, and more, so be sure to head over to the blog and click the Work From Home tab. First is create a dedicated workspace. Carve out a workspace just for you. It doesn't need to be fancy. I do have a dedicated home office space now that I share with my husband, but I've worked at kitchen tables and corners of bedrooms and from the couch. But whatever it is, having space that's just for work helps your brain switch gears. Even if it's just a little nook in the living room, having that work zone helps you focus. And it also teaches your family, especially your kids, that when you're in the space, you're in work mode. And yes, for the record, we didn't own a couch for a long time, so that wasn't an option for me anymore. That's a story for another time. If you need ideas for creating your own space, I have got a whole blog post on that too called Home Office Setup for Work From Home Moms. I'll link it in the show notes. Number 2 is set clear boundaries. Now let's talk about boundaries. I recently recorded a podcast episode called Graceful Boundaries, so if you struggle with boundaries like I do, go listen to that episode after this one because it can be so challenging. But boundaries protect what matters most. Set expectations with your family about your work hours and your availability. If you've got little ones, something as simple as a visual cue like a door sign can go a long way. And stick to consistent work hours when you can, and consider having cutoff times or even email autoresponders for off hours. Believe me, if you don't do this, your work will take over your home life and it will be miserable. And here's a heart check. If you run your own business, make sure it's not running you. Boundaries help your business thrive without stealing your peace or joy. Number 3 is time block your day. Now, I have a little caveat here. This has worked for seasons and hasn't for seasons, so you just have to know where you are in your work and motherhood journey. But busy moms need rhythms, not rigid schedules. And children need rhythms too. So what I'm talking about here is flexible time blocking. Instead of micromanaging every hour, I like to break my day into blocks. A focused work block during nap time, a playtime block with my toddler, a cleaning block, even a block for dreaming and brainstorming. And yes, give your kids quality time before you start your focused work blocks. When their cups are full, they're more likely to play independently. I have a blog post on helping children play more independently on the blog too if you're struggling, but know that every child is different. When our daughter was a baby, I could just snuggle her in the wrap on my chest or put her in her bassinet by my desk. But as our children grow, our methods have to grow. And we have another baby on the way, so I'm sure I'll be learning how to adjust again. But I think that learning that flexibility and how to give yourself grace with changes is one of the beautiful things about motherhood. And I've got a workbook guide to help you build your own flexible daily routine, so I'll link that in the show notes also. Number 4 is embrace nap time or quiet time. Nap time equals the golden hour for us work-from-home moms. That's my focused work time. I plan ahead, prep content, have everything ready so I can hit the ground running when those tiny eyes finally close. If your kids are past naps, establish a quiet time with books or puzzles. They get independent time and you get some peace to get things done. I'm blessed that the house we are currently renting has a little concave room off the office, so I set that up to be our daughter's playroom and I can see her while I work. I'm actually watching her work in her little kitchen right now while I'm recording this. I don't know if you can hear the noise of her cooking in the background, but yeah. So, and this you have to be flexible with too. As I'm growing another baby in my belly right now, I'm extra tired some days, and sometimes days I need to rest instead of work during those nap blocks. You be flexible and with the season of motherhood that you're in. Number 5 is meal prep and plan ahead. Okay, real talk. Meal prep is still a work in progress for me, but when I do plan ahead, it makes a huge difference. Prep what you can in the mornings or on the weekends. Let your toddler help while you're making breakfast. It cuts down on cleanup and keeps them engaged. I like to go ahead and prep some things for our lunch while I'm prepping for breakfast. That way, things are already ready to throw together. I have a blog post on quick, healthy lunch ideas for when working from home. And if dinner is your hardest meal, I've got you covered with blog posts on easy dinner ideas, fun family meal themes, and healthy toddler-friendly recipes. Are you seeing a pattern here? There's tons of help and content over in the blog, so go over there and explore. Number 6 is use technology to your advantage. God gave us wisdom and tools, so don't be afraid to use both. From Notion, which is my favorite at the moment, to simple time trackers or digital calendars, you can use tech to lighten your load. Even my toddler has a little Leapfrog laptop she uses sometimes to work with mommy. As a former early childhood educator, I'm not a huge on noisy toys or screen time, but it has an eye-friendly screen, is educational, and is used just for those special moments when mommy is trying to finish up some projects. And that brings us to number 7. Give yourself grace. Some days you'll crush your to-do list. Other days, the dishes and deadlines will both have to wait. That's okay. Give yourself grace. Motherhood is not about balance. It's about seasons. Some days are productive. Some are messy. But God's grace is big enough for all of it. And if you're having a rough day, I wrote a blog post on how to reset when everything feels like it's falling apart. So again, gracefieldmom.com. Number 8 is connect with other moms. Now, I'm an introvert, very much so. This one's a little hard for me, but we're not meant to do life alone. Find your people, whether it's through a Facebook group, a local play date, or even just texting a friend while your toddler's napping. If you're able to meet a friend for lunch, grab a coffee, or set up a play date that gives you adult conversation and connection. Don't underestimate how much community can uplift your spirit. And if you have grandparents and family close by that want to see the kids, don't be afraid to enlist their help. Number 9 is take breaks and step outside. You're not a machine. Take breaks, step outside, breathe in some fresh air, stretch your body, play with your kids, or if you have doggies like we do, grab the doggies too. Even a 10-minute walk can clear your mind and boost your creativity. Sometimes I find my best ideas when I'm pushing the stroller and not staring at a screen. And number 10, and our last point, is practice self-care. Let me be clear, self-care is not selfish and it doesn't have to be elaborate. A cup of hot tea, a quiet prayer moment, a quick walk, or 15 minutes with a book you love, all of that counts. Take care of yourself, mama. A joyful mom creates a peaceful home, and yes, you know I'm going to say it, I have blog posts on that too. Being a work-from-home mom or a stay-at-home mom is not easy, but it's a gift. With planning, grace, boundaries, and a little creativity, you can make it work in a way that feels aligned with your family and your calling. Remember, you're doing holy work. You are not behind. You're not alone. And don't forget to check the show notes for all the blog links and resources I mentioned. Until next time, breathe deep, live slow-ish, and keep leaning into grace. I'll see you next time, Mama. Thanks so much for hanging out with me today on the Grace-Filled Mom Show. If this episode encouraged you, would you do me a favor? Subscribe, leave a review, or share it with a mama friend who could use a little grace today. And if you've been blessed by the show and want to help cover the cost of the content I create while blessing our family, you can find my Buy Me a Coffee link in the show notes. There you can subscribe to our monthly membership, the Grace-Filled Mom Collective, where you get exclusive content, you can view digital products, or even give a one-time tip of any amount. Your prayers are also very much appreciated. I'm praying for you, Mama, that you and your family have kingdom impact. Never forget, you're not failing, you're growing, and you're doing better than you think. I'll see you next time, friend.